What is going on, everybody? It's about 11:30. The final day of the NFL draft has commenced. Oh my God, and oh my, I need sleep. Let's just put it that way. Putting in that work. I hope you guys enjoyed the draft. Hope you enjoyed all the coverage here and over at 4th and John. Feel like I'm seeing stars at this moment. I really just right there felt like I was going to pass out. That's not a good sign. Gonna try to keep trucking here. That's ridiculous. I hope you guys enjoyed all this. I really did not get any sleep at all the last few days, last few months preparing for this draft. But this draft was pretty damn good. I enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoyed all that. So thought we'd get a little bit into how I felt about this draft. I want to hear how you guys felt about this draft now that it's all done. And obviously we're going to be adding more undrafted free agents. Got a list of the ones we do have signed right now, but we'll keep an eye out for that, and we'll get into those guys a little bit tonight, but I'll make a show once we add more tomorrow. We'll look at the whole list of undrafted free agent guys. Oh, that we added. Oh my God. Feeling it. Yeah, Trey, what's going on, my man? Thanks for tuning in. Thank you to everybody for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. This is the last one of the draft, so we're going to talk a little bit about these picks, give you guys my thoughts on them. I'll try to give you the best show I possibly can, but tomorrow we'll definitely get into a lot of stuff with the undrafted free agents and everything. But yeah, so we know who we've got, and here are the 2021 draft picks. Your Philadelphia Eagles got 9 of them. We had 11 to start the draft, but ended up with 9. So I thought overall it was a pretty good draft. Yeah, so I wanted to show, we talked about, I said we should use at least 6 of those 11 picks on defense. What in God's name happened here? Well, apparently, I'm going to have to try to bring this up while I talk to you guys. But sorry if it skips out or anything like that. But I think that overall, this draft was pretty damn good. And I know there were a lot of players that, everybody thought it was going to go in a certain round. And this happens every single year. You have to remember we sometimes get a little carried away and get excited about people. So when we don't get them, we take it out on the other players. And you've seen that a lot this year. People upset they didn't get their guy. And I was one of those people. JOK was a guy I really thought would help this defense. I was really excited when he was there. And we went with a center who I'm actually very excited about. I hope he stays healthy. I know everybody, and look, I'm tired of saying it too. But if he does, it's a great pick. And hopefully he can replace Jason Kelce one day. Let me get this going. I'm trying to get this graphic up here while I'm telling you, I am running on fumes here, losing my mind a little bit. But I wanted to show you a little bit about, you see an emphasis on defense. We talked about that, and that's exactly what we did. We got 6 out of the 9 players were defensive. You see offense, we won at first. We got ourselves a wide receiver 1 with our 10th pick. We traded up after we had traded back, acquired a first-round pick. Love that. Took DeVonta Smith out of Alabama. Yes. Then you got Landon Dickerson, who we just mentioned. I like that pick. Then I love Kenneth Gainwell. At 150, there's, some knocks on him. 1 year of starting. I think, I really like that pick. But you see the defensive side. Got a defensive tackle. Then we got a corner finally. Another defensive tackle. Then a defensive end. A guy that played linebacker, safety, hybrid role in LSU. Going to come here and do the same. Be one of our linebackers. And then Patrick Johnson at the end there. Somebody that played like a 3-4 outside linebacker, but probably played defensive end, maybe a Sam linebacker here. So intriguing. But I gave the Eagles an A-. I thought that Howie went into this draft doing what he needed to do. We talked about getting draft capital, getting under the cap. He did that before the draft, and then he used those picks, ended up with 9, but we have an extra first round next year, got an extra 5th round next year. So gave up a 6th and a 7th then at the end to get that 5th. And I thought, man, those guys maybe wouldn't even make the roster. A lot of youth coming, but put an emphasis on the defense. And then the actual undrafted free agents, it looks like we're putting an emphasis on offense now. We have one defensive guy. So, we'll get a little bit into that here at the end. But you see that we are getting some offensive guys. It's just, it is what it is. But great draft to start off. You saw there we talked about at pick 10, DeVonta Smith. My God. I loved it. Obviously we talked about him. I wrote an article in January about, why he could be a possibility at 6. So the fact that we got him at 10, Heisman Trophy winner, makes me very happy. I can't wait to see what this offense looks like. Jalen Reagor, Fulgham are going to flourish with him in this offense. Or, Dallas Goedert, Miles Sanders, everybody. Greg Ward, love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. And the fact that to do that, we traded with the Cowboys, to me is just, that brings joy to my heart in front of a team like the Giants who wanted him. So, ha, 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 ha. Love it, man. And we gave up the 84th, but we talked about when we got that with the Dolphins, if we'd use that as trade bait. We did. We got DeVonta Smith. I'm excited, man. Definitely going to try to get a jersey. Smith, why not? But I think he's going to be a fantastic player. Talked about how I felt, about Landon Dickerson. I thought at 37, obviously this guy would have been a top 20, 25 talent if he was healthy, but that's an if, and he wasn't. So 1 year of being healthy out of 5 years, had to be redshirted 1 year because of an injury. I think, high hopes for him. I hope he can take over for Kelsey because we need someone to eventually. We talked about this needing to be done in the draft. Didn't think it would be that high, but it was. And the kid's talented. Love his attitude. I love the joke. I don't know if you guys saw, I posted how he said something to Nick Sirianni about, he's like, oh, you still upset I beat you in rock, paper, scissors? I had a pretty good laugh at that. So I like the kid's attitude. And the one thing you'll notice, or I had heard about these players from Howie, and I noticed that a bunch of them were, and I brought it up on the 4th and John show, the leadership. But 6 out of 9 of our draft picks are actually team captains. So they looked for that. We're rebuilding, looking for guys with, high IQs and great leadership. And I think we definitely did that, man. And I know a lot of people are upset about it, but I really think we did well in this draft. And I'm excited about all the picks. And I think there's a lot of ifs and, overall, and this guy needs to improve this, that. A lot of these guys are later round picks, but I'm telling you, even the later round picks, I'm very excited about. So we'll keep getting into them a little bit here. Then they followed it up, and obviously people were thrown off by this one in the 3rd round. We traded back with the Panthers. I guess that graphics for some reason gone. That's fantastic. Anyways, we had traded with the Panthers to move back. We acquired a 6th round pick and went from 70 to 73, I believe it was. So, yeah, missed out on Aaron Robinson. That's where you saw the video of Tom Donahoe, the senior advisor. Look, I really think there's not much of a big deal as everybody's making it out to be. He liked the guy. Everybody's got their guys. But if you saw Jonathan Gannon's reaction to Mr. Milton Williams, he was very ecstatic about him because this kid, he's a stud. They talk about him playing inside, playing outside. That's a trait we liked about someone like Fletcher Cox, and especially we were running that 3-4. You know what I mean? Guys like that. But this kid, his measurables, we talk about him being in the 99th percentile with the 40-yard dash, 3-cone drill. I mean, this guy is a freak of nature. He's an athlete, and they compare him, a little bit to Aaron Donald. I don't want to put that kind of pressure on somebody with, Aaron Donald, but I mean, 6'3", 284. They talk about him, being a little undersized, but he's tough as hell. He's strong, and I don't think it's going to be an issue for him. He's quick and powerful, and I think he's going to get after the quarterbacks. And I'm very excited to have him. It's just, a lot of people question why, why would you get a defensive tackle when you have Fletcher Cox, Hargrave, Ridgeway, McGill? Got to get younger, man. All those guys are older. It makes sense. And I like the guy. So excited to see what he does, pushes people in camp, and we'll see what he does on this team. Then we finally got a cornerback, which obviously we were all kind of waiting around for there for a very, very long time. So that sucked. But Zech McPhearson looks like Zech there. Very intriguing. Don't know why. But that's cool, man. Whatever. 5'11", 195 more. We talked about this. A guy that will play inside. He played outside. But I think for this team, kind of moving around matchup wise, covering certain tight ends. Wide receivers and running backs. But not a bad pick in my eyes. I didn't think so, at least. Pick 123. Whatever. We finally got a corner, and they said they were high on him. He's a ball hawk, dude. He's a playmaker, and I think we obviously need help there. And I think we still need to address this position in free agency. You got to go after Steven Nelson. You got to go after Casey Hayward. You saw the video I made about that. I mean, there's a lot of free agents still out there, so I would definitely go after some of these guys. We definitely missed out on people I thought were pretty decent, but whatever. They went with the best player available on their board. And that's great for them. He's another guy with a high IQ that they love, and he's got, great ball skills and versatility. We talk about it all the time, but he's got to work on his technique. And I think, if you get somebody in, later rounds, pick 123, you're not expecting him to be, a day one starter all the time, but I think this kid will be. I really feel, obviously, our secondary is beat street, but he's pretty damn talented. So, like the pick, very excited about it. But I'd still address that position in free agency. Then with the next pick, we took our last offensive player, our third offensive player. We only took 3. Kenneth Gainwell, somebody you guys know I was very high on. He and Demetric Felton just were very exciting, and I thought would be an intriguing back, a Nyheim Hines type back. And I think it might have been Mike Kay, actually, that had mentioned in the presser tonight. He asked him, about playing that role. Kenneth Gainwell asked Nick Sirianni that. Jesus, I'm sorry, I'm losing it, but that's exactly as I see it. And just a little guy, but 5'8", 203, an exciting player. And there's obviously going to be some knocks on him, and he's a tiny guy, but we all remember Sproles. We know how that goes. I'm not saying that's who he is, because that's not who I think he is, but he's a tough little guy. And, I think he actually is a pretty good blocker. And I mentioned that, I made breakdowns of each of these guys and reactions to each of them. And I talked about that being the one thing I really, really like. His footwork, catching the ball is all great and dandy, but I just really think that, him being able to block is huge for me. And they talk about, he only had 1 year starting and runs out of gas. I think these are all things he can work on. And they talk about him not being able to run inside, more outside zone. He's going to be coached up. I think they're going to know how to use him. And I'm very, very excited to have Kenneth Gainwell in this offense. You guys know I wanted another running back. This is a backfield I like now. Looking at it, Miles Sanders, Gainwell, Jordan Howard, and Boston Scott. You got a nice plethora of backs, but I wouldn't stop there. There's still some guys out there. Maybe you could add some undrafted free agents, and we can have some competitions. We'll see what the Eagles do. Then the Birds went ahead and traded with Washington, the middle of nowhere. That was pretty fun because I thought we didn't, we had a lot of random picks, and I talked about packaging up to move up for a 5th or 4th round pick today. Well, we got one for next year, so that's fine. Better value, and I'm all about it, man. We were doing good with the picks we had, so I like it, man, and I like how he did overall. So on to the next defensive tackle, and now people are still reeling because it's like, defensive tackle again. But hey, man, I really think that this guy, Tuipulotu, if I'm saying that right, Marlon Tuipulotu, yeah. Regardless, I like the kid, and it's not somebody, once again, that was at the top of my board at the time, but who cares? I'm not an NFL executive, but I like him. They talk about him being burly. I don't know too much about him from what I was reading, though. Got good hands, quick hands. He has upper body strength. They said that, he showed that he could improve on that and get better. I think he's somebody, more of a run stopper that could improve the pass rush. Somebody that he could stick around and be a guy that's a great rotational piece. But once again, we just talked about it with Milton Williams. I think, we'll see. But he needs to work, add some moves to his repertoire. But a kid I like, I think that was him, that his brother's like an Eagles fan, so he was all pumped up. All these kids were awesome to watch, so I was pretty excited to watch them. The next pick really got me excited. You guys know I was high on Tarron Jackson, so getting Tarron was pretty exciting to me. But once again, we went defensive line, and everybody's like, "Why? Why more defensive line?" Well, we always put an emphasis on offensive and defensive line, and we talked about that before the draft. I honestly had no idea we'd go this wild, but hey, I'm perfectly fine with it because I love Tarron Jackson, so I'm going to be okay with it. Another burly guy, but he's got good arm length, strong dude. He beats tackles and ends. He can move around. I like him, man. But they talk about him not being explosive. I think he is, and I think just with the right coaching, he's going to turn out just fine. I like him and Josh Sweat in the future. Hey, that's what we're building toward, and these are all high character guys. I think he led his school in sacks, I believe. So I love all this stuff. The high character, high IQ, smart guys coming in. Let's get this team rolling, dude. I think Nick Sirianni is going to be a great coach. And these guys all got me really excited. The next pick really, really got me excited. JaCoby Stevens, who I mentioned earlier, somebody that played, they have him listed as a safety, but he really played this role in college anyway. But, a hybrid safety linebacker. And I think that's exactly what we need. And we talk about that all the time, the Joker role. And I think he's going to play that, and he's going to do it just fine. Another guy that they talk about having great leadership and IQ, but I actually got to watch the interview with him, and I thought that, he's a pretty cool dude. And he just seemed like he was ready to play, and he said he would play any position, kicker, it doesn't matter. And I love it, man. I think he's going to come out. He had some missed tackles and some things I remember that, made him drop. And the fact that they didn't know if he'd be a safety or linebacker, that's whatever. It's kind of like a Nate Gary thing, but I don't want to put that on him. I'm just saying. But he needs to work on that if he wants to be more of a, that box safety linebacker kind of guy. I don't know if, I don't know. I think JaCoby Stevens is going to be just fine, because that's the thing. He's good at, if they say if you're good at a lot of things, you're the master of none. But I don't think that's the case for him. I think he works out perfectly for what I envision this defense to look like. So excited to see him on this team, and hopefully he can get some playing time. If not, help out on special teams at first. And then the next guy, Patrick Johnson, I think that was another one. It's like, wait, are we seriously going defensive line again? And now this one, people want to put it up for debate because he was linebacker. Well, that's an outside linebacker in a 3-4. I imagine that we're running a 4-3, but I don't know. So maybe, you can label him whatever you want. He's more of an edge rusher to me. So that's what I had him as. That's what I put him as. Some people wanted to feel a certain way about it. I apologize, but that's just how it is. And I remember the comparison was, on 4th and John, someone brought up, they compared him to Derek Barnett. And I was like, wow, that's a defensive end, So somebody that, another tough dude. And he's actually got technique, unlike last guy I talked about. And he's an aggressive guy. He's powerful. And, he's actually got fluid hips. So he's got some of the other things, that the other guys lacked. So I like to hear that. But he's got, I think some of the things I was reading about him, they were like more of a hard hat mentality. I think it was one of the draft profile things on him. And it was like something about, he doesn't have a great like toolbox or skill set, to get in the backfield. But when he does get back there, he's tough. I just think he kind of fits in here and he'll do well. Maybe try him out at Sam linebacker, because that's exactly what's happening to Jannard Avery. Didn't work out well for him as defensive end, one of those tweener kind of guys where, he could be a 3-4 outside linebacker. So that was all the draft picks. And I thought Howie did a pretty damn good job, because when you look at the first round and the 5th rounder we picked up next year, the 9 draft picks, I was pretty happy with it. We put an emphasis on defense, which is exactly what I wanted. So gave him an A-. I thought it was a damn good draft, and I think we are building toward the future. And think about next year. Think about the fact that we have right now 2 first-round picks, and that second rounder could turn into a first if Carson Wentz stays healthy for 75% of the snaps or 70% of the snaps and they make the playoffs. So that's exciting. Could have 3 first-rounders. We got an additional 5th. Going to have a lot more cap space. Dude, the cap's going to go up. It's going to be a very, very exciting offseason next year, but I'm excited about what we have this year. I hope, having a weapon for Jalen Hurts, he's going to grow. Dude, I'm seriously getting pumped, and I'm running on fumes where I'd be more excited. I apologize, but trying to give you all I got here. But these guys really got me pumped, man. I love the draft picks, and I'm hoping the best for all of them. And I know some people feel a certain way about some of them, injuries or this or that or whatever. Look, the Philadelphia Eagles now. So, I'm going to be standing right next to them, dude. They're, as an Eagles fan, I'm just a fan. I'm trying to work for the Eagles one day, trying to do my thing, but I've always just shown love to the players because, dude, they're human beings. They're players. They're trying to do their best. So let's hope for the best, especially young men just making it into the league, So congratulations to all of them. It's exciting. But then we started adding right afterwards, Everybody was like, oh, I'm going to hit, finally done, enjoy some sleep. I'm like, yeah, right. Undrafted free agents are going to come flying in. And, yep, that's exactly what happened. And I don't mind it at all. I love this stuff. So, I'm going to be on top of it as much as I can. But got a list of some of the undrafted free agents. Jamon Osborne, that was somebody I think that they said lacked speed. That's kind of why he dropped, but he had all the skills, just needed to work on some things. Coyote Awosika, I can't remember how to say it, but he played right tackle, left tackle, but they envision him more as a guard. So he's somebody that I like, and we talked about as a later round prospect. But these are great moves to bring in undrafted free agent guys. I wish there were some other ones I saw sitting there, but you gotta stock up on linemen. We gotta get guys competing. And then the next guy you see on the list, Trevon Grimes, another wide receiver. Some people were upset, but we got a bigger guy that's going to compete with J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. So excited to have a 6'4" guy in the building. But one of the things I remember they're saying about him was the fact that he doesn't, when he goes up and gets it, he kind of struggles with that. But he's got the size to do it. He works well with his hands. I think he needs to work a little bit on his footwork. But a nice undrafted free agent pickup. So I'm excited to see what he can do. Chip on his shoulder now. I think that could be one of my undrafted free agent sleepers, but we'll see the whole list, and we'll get into that tomorrow. We'll do an undrafted free agent segment. But then you see Jamie Newman. Dude, I'm pretty excited about this one. We talked about him on the 4th and John show. A lot of people were excited about this one. Look, this was what I was talking about. Don't draft a quarterback. Get one that's undrafted. And I'm surprised Jamie Newman went out. He played at Wake Forest, and then he transferred to Georgia for that year. But I thought he was pretty damn good. He's a dual threat, but not as much of a dual threat like Jalen Hurts. I think he just had to run more. I think the system he played in wasn't necessarily great. So plays broke down. He is always looking to his main target. He doesn't really go through his progressions. I think he definitely has a lot to work on, but he throws a pretty ball. He just needs a lot of help, and I think we've got the right coaches to do that. You have Nick Sirianni as head coach. You got Shane Steichen as offensive coordinator. Brian Johnson is the quarterback's coach. Kevin Patullo is the passing game coordinator. Yes. So got some guys that are all great with quarterbacks and receivers. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Jamie Newman does. And, man, some nice competition there. And then Joe Flacco there to mentor those guys. So I like that move. And then Jack Stoll from Nebraska. Now, actually, let's come back to him in a second. We have one defensive player. We talked about the fact that, we put a huge emphasis on defense in the draft. So we, obviously aren't doing too much right now. We will, I'm sure, some undrafted free agents. But right here, just looking at Jaquan Bailey, this is a dude that leads his league in sacks again, another sack leader. He started all 4 years in school. And this is a guy that, I don't know too much about. I know that they said he had like short arms, and that's why he was dropping, I believe. And that's pretty much, I know he has size and rush, but these guys, once you're getting down to like this level, it's, more of, they lack the size or the well, that's kind of what's happening with him, size and rush. But I'll be able to look into these guys more tomorrow when I have effing time. So we'll do a breakdown of the undrafted free agents, but I like that one. But we're going to get back to Jack Stoll for a second because I had to pop up the picture of this bad boy, dude. This effing mullet. I am telling you what, that bad boy. Dude, I was dying when I saw that, we had signed him. I was like, okay, making the graphic for it. And this one's a little blurry here. Yeah, no HD. But my God, how can you not have someone like him? They talked about the fact of what I was reading. He's 6'4", 247. But so you're like, oh, 6'4", big guy, but not exactly like big where he's stocky and pushing people around. But he actually likes to block. He does go after and get it. But he's not exactly someone. Mike K posted something about using him as a fullback. The first thing I thought of was, I was looking for an H-back type player that we were going to add in the draft, but obviously we do it in undrafted free agency. But, he made the comment, thought that was pretty funny. So, obviously he's in love with fullbacks, but, this is something Sirianni does, and Trey Burton was used that way. So I think Jack Stoll is the perfect role. I did not mean to say that, but, he comes in as that H-back role, third tight end, whatever. But I like it. I like it. And that hair, that mullet, oh my, that was something else. My man, Alex, look, dude, just talked about this. Alex talking about the fact that he's a little bit worried about the cornerback position. Just for you, dude, I'm going to go find this graphic I was talking about when we touched on Zech McPhearson. I like the kid. Obviously more of an inside guy, played outside, but for us, he will play inside, play more of that hybrid safety, nickel cornerback. I'm not going to call him a linebacker, but he's going to cover certain running backs and wide receivers, that spur type player, not the joker that I was talking about more with JaCoby Stevens, but he will. These are versatile guys, so you're going to get that a lot. So I like him. So let's not knock him for the fact that we passed on, Aaron Robinson, guys that, would have played outside that, we liked. It's okay. I like him. And I have faith that Howie understands the fact that we have some issues at corner. So a few weeks ago, actually at this point, I think it was like a month or so ago, because we still had like the black background and everything. So these were some of the corners I talked about. And this was right after, we were talking about corners, but this guy right here, Steven Nelson, is somebody as soon as he was released, I made this video, put together some of these stats, just showing his career stats and showing you, what he can do. But I think, this guy is actually pretty intriguing that he's still out there. But hey, I would love to have him, maybe Casey Hayward, Malcolm Butler. There's guys that would line up outside with Slay, opposite Slay, that I think I would be happy with. And then you use Maddox, you use McPhearson, you move them around. I like it. I like what we're doing here, but you definitely have to address it. Maybe he pulls off a trade. Don't think that Howie's still not trying to trade Zach Ertz, but we talked about the fact that you can not trade him in the draft. There was some chatter, but like I said, I didn't hear anything on the trade front that was actually happening. It was just, we thought he would be, and they were trying, but people were asking for too much. So there was nothing like ever going to unfortunately happen where I got excited. So it was just like, oh my God, is he really not going to? But you look at the money and you understand it. If he's not on the roster past June 1st, June 2nd, you actually save $8 million in caps, over $8 million in cap space, rather than just the 4.95 that you would right now if you trade him. And you have to realize, if you traded him right now, you almost $9 million in dead cap for him too. We already have like $50 million in dead cap. So if you wait till after June 1st, then it's only like, it flip flops the money. So then you only have like 4.95 in dead cap, and then you save almost $9 million. So that I would understand if they were like, okay, the draft, the draft value you're offering right now isn't worth it. The money's, better. So that I would get. He wants a new contract, though. So that's why I don't think that he's going to be around. You know what I mean? We're not going to give him that money. I don't know if he's going to want to play again under this new team. Maybe they patch things up and everything's fine and dandy after this, but I'm not really sure that's going to happen. So we'll see. Maybe he is. But wow, what a wild draft. I know we thought we would put an emphasis on certain positions, but that's the thing. We talked about the best player available. We had to do that this year. And, unfortunately, and I did it myself too, getting excited about JOK. I thought, to me, he was the best player available, but also looking at the position. So I think that's why people were mad. And initially I was bummed out, but it's like, you can't look at position because we're in rebuilding times right now, guys, retooling, whatever we want to call it. I don't care. It's going to take a little bit of time. We're going to have some bumpy roads, but I'm excited for this team. Some excitement, these young leaders, exciting guys. Hell, man, it's almost midnight. I'm running on like seriously 5 hours of sleep last 2 nights. These past months, I look like I'm dead, dude. It's been rough, but I love you all, and I hope you seriously, enjoyed this because my God, wow. Hope you guys actually got your draft day starter packs as well. It was quite the draft. Some people were a little upset, thought things were going to go down, but overall, don't think we needed the bottom right. I think we were all good with the monitor, the stakes, everything. But, oh, my Lord, guys. I think that's it. I think if you have any questions, though, you can definitely throw them my way. What we got here? PayPal. Look, I get teams didn't need linebacker this year, but in my opinion, I think Parsons and Bolton were the best two. Well, yeah, Parsons obviously had off the field issues. It was whatever, but we got DeVonta, so didn't worry about it there. If you caught any of my shows, man, I was very high on Nick Bolton, so I agree with you. I loved Nick Bolton. That's who I was clamoring for. Did not get him. We got Landon Dickerson, and it is what it is. And I like Landon Dickerson, and it just bums me out that we didn't get Nick Bolton. I really liked him, but I'm really excited for JaCoby Stevens. I really am. And I still want to see what Davian Taylor's got and Sean Bradley, all these guys, and Alex Singleton's back. So as much as it's slim there, we got to give the other draft picks a chance, and we'll see what he has. And then I hate saying even like maybe next year we'll put an emphasis. But imagine if we use one of those first rounders. Like, come on, dude, you got 3. We'll see. If you're scared, get a dog. Yeah, I don't think they were scared at all. I think they went into this draft knowing what they were going to do, and they did it. If the fans are scared, well, that's on them. Do the homework because these are really good players, man. Really good players. An interesting question for me. Oh, and this is a long one. Hold on. Okay, let me pop this up so I can. Bears fan, and I feel we gave up way too much. What did you give up for him? I don't remember off the top of my head because I'm literally running on fumes. You can see. Look at me. I think it was a good pick to get a good quarterback. Much like the Eagles, I want a quarterback and be a franchise player for us. Do you think we did the right thing in the situation we were in? So if we traded the Chargers, Cardinals. I think when they did that, it was a good pick. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head what exactly you guys gave up. But I remember at the time thinking, good move for them. So let me look it up real quick for you. I think that, hold on. If I could find, anyways, I'll find out for you what exactly it was. But I remember thinking, well, the Bears finally got a good damn quarterback. You missed out on Patrick Mahomes. It's got to be, obviously very hurtful. Mitch Trubisky sucked. And then you try to bring in Nick Foles. That didn't work. So had to make a move. And I think they realized, that, obviously Justin Fields is a damn good quarterback. I thought he was definitely top 10 talent. So I think that they did the right thing. I think you got a damn good pick. So happy for you. You got a good quarterback. What is it? Hold on. Nope. Still not telling me. Giants will get pick 20 and the first rounder next year and a 5th rounder this year, 4th next year. Oh, that's a damn good trade, man, for a first rounder, whatever. You moved up 9 spots there, whatever. Cool. I think you did a good job. So got yourself a damn good quarterback. Going for quarterback question would be Mac Jones. Yeah, Mac Jones sucks though. So you got Justin Fields. Justin Fields, I would have took him over Zach Wilson. I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, but Zach Wilson against better competition was very intriguing. Didn't think he was the greatest, but he's got a damn good arm, makes some pretty throws. we'll see how it turns out for him in New York. But I'm going to get rolling out, guys. You know, you can always reach out to me if you need anything. Appreciate you following, liking, subscribing to the channel, retweeting, whatever you're doing out there. I truly appreciate you supporting what I'm doing here. So, yeah, I want to thank all of you guys for tuning in throughout this whole process, this whole off season leading up to this draft, the free agency, everything. I've been trying to put in as much work as I possibly can. So thank you guys for tuning in, for all your questions, comments. You know, just being able to talk shop with you was truly a great time throughout these past few months. I am so beat. Once again, I always have to get up early, but I'm going to try to maybe like an old man get a nap tomorrow or something, because look at me again, not going to bed, almost midnight. Oh my God. Like, loved it though. Loved every second of it, man. I really did. I think I wouldn't trade it for the world. This is like Christmas to me, leading up to it, doing all the homework and being able to, again, get the first round pick. You know, wrote that article about why he should be, posted it out there. Get it if you get a chance, check it out. But that was when we were at 6 in January. So I love it at 10. And we acquired another first round pick next year. Good job, Howie. Good job. That's why you get an A- from me. Very happy. And yo, Trey, I seriously appreciate you guys. I can't keep doing this without you guys. So really, all of you guys with everything you do, I don't think you understand. I appreciate it. I do. So thank you very much, guys, for everything. And I will be back again tomorrow, and we'll see what kind of free agents we've added in this undrafted free agent pool, and we will break those down. So I hope you guys had a great weekend. Hope you enjoyed the draft. Hope you enjoyed all of our picks and are, feeling maybe a little bit better. I know some people were feeling pretty sour, but hopefully you can turn that frown upside down. Maybe all these happy faces can make you a little happier, or maybe this pretty sweet mullet can make you feel a little bit happy inside. I know it does for me. That's a pretty sweet mullet. All right, guys. Hope you have a great night. Like I always say, seriously, if you need anything, reach out to me, whether it's about football, whether it's about life. We all go through stuff. This is something that helped me when I was sick, almost passed away. Not trying to get sappy or weird on you, but this helped me, man. And my birds that's always been something near and dear to my heart. So finding more passionate fans that love their birds and people that actually want to talk birds, not the stupid nonsense, the clickbait that's thrown out there. That's why I love doing this, because we try to get the truth out there. And I love the fact that, you guys are always tuning in, and appreciate your support and your kind words. You guys are seriously awesome. Like, means the world, man. I seriously had the most fun. And my guys over at 4th and John, I got to give them a huge shout out before I go, because they put in a lot of damn work over there as well. Gail, Evan, Prime, Chris, we were going hard. All the other people that helped out, people that came on the shows, Trey, Tim. There were so many there was so many people I could thank. If I missed you, I'm so sorry, because I'm literally running on fumes. I don't know how the hell I'm still awake. I really don't. Wow, look at me. I look ridiculous. This is how I've looked for months now. I'm like, my girlfriend's always just like, what? You need to get some damn sleep. I try. I'll sleep when I'm dead. No, I won't even say it. But no, I loved all this, guys. Thank you so damn much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you to all the fans out there, all the followers, all the friends I've made through this. You guys are awesome. Thank you to 4th and John for giving me the opportunity, all the stuff, doing all the social media, interacting with you guys over there too. Whoo, what a whirlwind trying to make graphics and posts and keep you guys up to date. It was awesome. It was completely effing awesome, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. Just want to let you guys know that. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much for supporting this channel and supporting 4th and John and supporting everything I'm trying to do, man. I'm going to stop rambling now and get going. I need to effing sleep. You guys get some sleep as well. Hope that you guys have a nice week next week. It's gonna be a great week. I can feel it. I can feel it in the air. All right, guys. Have yourselves a wonderful night. And as always, go Birds!